At a certain point, I discovered I had developed a voice, a certain language. That's a concern for a lot of young composers. We're all concerned about when are we going to find that voice. It seems to be such an important thing. That's actually not the real issue. The real issue is not when do you get your voice, but the real question is how to get rid of it. It's only when you start to get to that point that the real discovery and journey for the composer really begins. That was a lucky piece. That was a piece where one day I sat down and I played the chord. So I played the harmony, and then I played this harmony. And then I played this harmony. So and then I knew that would go back to the beginning. And then I had to think of what the rhythm would be. Now, if you'll count, these are in twos. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And I decided to do the right hand in threes. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. What happens is that and the right hand. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And I put it. So I had the rhythm, and I had the harmony, and I had the melody. So I had the piece. That was a lucky piece. So I call them lucky pieces when you sit down and you play. The tension in Western music traditionally was between the harmony and the melody, and rhythm was something which, oh yes, there were complications that could happen, but it didn't bend the music to its needs. What you find in most non-Western music, in fact, is that the basic structure will be a rhythmic structure. The tension would be between the melody and rhythm. That was the most specific, technical thing that I learned. In fact, the music doesn't hardly ever repeat. If it repeated, it would be unlistenable. What makes it interesting is that it's always changing.
But what makes people think it's repetitive?
Because it keeps repeating. Yeah. but what it does, it's about transformation. Yeah. And I did something with people in the art world were also doing, whether it was Donald Judd or it was Saul LeWitt. We were working, and many of us in the theater also, we were working towards a kind of non-narrative expression. At a certain point, the way I work, once I know how a piece goes in a way, I don't really, it doesn't really take any time to do it, if you know what I mean. I do it in terms of how I'm hearing it, and so I'll put the main part down, and then like what part do I hear next, and I hear that part, so I'll just write that part in. And in a way, I mean, it's not, I've got the whole beginning. See, I'm into the second half of the piece, and I know how that went, and I know what I'm going to do here. I know that this simple part sounds like this. I can actually write this all the way out. In the middle of the second act, I have this scene with Nefertiti and Ignatum, which begins. It's a funny beginning. It begins with a trombone solo, which this just winds up here. It's nice to have that low note there.
I didn't like the idea of doing just a period piece.